Hello, hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 365. This is Rajyasree Sen, and today we have with us.
This is Balakrishna from News Minute.
Balakrishna is the who I'm going to refer to as Bala from now on, is the features head of News Minute, and he is going to be giving us some gravitas to the proceedings, which is usually lacking. Also, between him and me, we've watched everything. That in itself is a novel experience. Today we have one series, which is Angry Young Men, which is everybody's talking about because it's about the Javed Akhtar, Salim Khan duo and their script writing history, which has pretty much rewritten commercial cinemas, Hindi cinemas history since 1970, I would say. And then we have, which Bala is going to pronounce because I will make a mistake, Pa Ranjith's new film.
It's Pa Ranjith Thangalaan.
Thangalaan, which has not been released in North India because we are so smart and we only release Kangna Ranaut films over here. So, and it's not available online, but I think it will be coming. Maybe they're doing a staggered
It's on 30th.
release.
It's releasing on the 30th.
30th of August. So now, tomorrow.
3 days.
Okay,
In
so
3
when tomorrow basically it's going to be, and we also have the new podcast interview series, which I was interested in, not so much for who was being interviewed, but because of the person who is doing the interviewing. And we will start. So before everything, let me just get to the important announcement that there is a new NL Sena project, which is Gaza 1 year later, Dispatches from Ground Zero. Award-winning journalist Srinivasan Jain and alongside News Laundry's Aryan Mehta will be doing this mini series that examines the multiple dimensions of the Israel-Gaza war. This is one of the biggest stories of our time, I would say. Military incidences, it's a war. There is no other way of saying it. And the coverage for this is going to be very detailed. It's going to be difficult, and we need your help to power this coverage. So please log on to News Laundry, go to NL Sena, and just contribute as much as you possibly can. Any amount helps, and this is to get you the kind of stories that we know people are interested in viewing, reading, watching. So make a contribution of your choice. And Awful and Awesome is behind the paywall, as you know, because we are so in demand, or we hope. So we put ourselves behind the paywall. And in order to catch the full episode and the full podcast and earlier episodes, you need to subscribe to newslaundry.com. Go to newslaundry.com/subscription and select a subscription plan of your choice. And the subscription will get you access to all subscriber-only content, which includes NL Hafta episodes, NL interviews, and many exclusive paywall stories. So subscribe to News Laundry and do your bit. So now that I've said everything that I had to, should we start with Angry Young Men?
Yes, sure.
It's about, as I said, it's about the lives and careers of Salim Javed, who were the script writing duo who brought Zanjeer, Diwar, Sholay, and they brought about, it's called Angry Young Man because they created the Angry Young Man, which was enacted by Amitabh Bachchan. It was his defining personality. And then, of course, when he became a little older, the situation in the country changed also, and there was less angst, upheavals, and so on. He moved on to slightly different roles. But what did you think of the...
I think that whole relationship also, it has so much meaning, and they were talking about how they were saying. It felt like, because both of them, have come from a broken family. They found comfort in each other. He used to, in fact, Javed says that, he used to Salim Khan used to be his elder brother. In that dynamic. So yeah, I could understand that, why could they get along, like, despite having their own disagreements while
Yeah.
writing or something. But I think
They
they
became like
had
a
similar,
family.
yeah, and their
Jaya Bachchan was the only one, because it is Jaya Bachchan, that she said they were like brats. There's no other
yeah,
word to, and she didn't, but I think only someone of her caliber also who doesn't give a shit what, like, what are you going to do to her career and all
correct,
that, who would say otherwise. Everyone was very like laughing and all, but nothing which will be a criticism actually.
correct. So yeah, it was mostly, that whole documentary was almost like a celebration of this duo. So it, I mean, yeah, and it had so many characters also coming in, like, giving it
Yeah.
was. But the thing is, I felt little that, it lacked that depth, because of possibly, there are many voices coming in, but nobody is asking, like, the right questions, or like, they're not getting the right. Uh,
They most probably weren't allowed to ask the right
eh,
questions, because I'm sure it was all totally like it would have been totally vetted. No? Nothing is
correct.
ad hoc over there. But I did feel that they could have gone into, so the parts that work for me, which always works for me when I hear how a Gulzar or Javed Akhtar, Salim Khan, a lot of them, even Akshay Kumar and all, the sort of rags to riches story that they have, like where they are now and the backgrounds they've come from, or what they have actually gone through when they came to Bombay. I do think it's very impressive always, because I can't imagine myself going and also having that faith in myself that no, I will become this really great actress. So I'm going to stay in one little dormitory where there's no food, there's no, so and keep on struggling, right? And till you
Right.
suddenly get a break. So I felt that was nicely done. The backstory, basically.
Yeah.
Then I felt the fact that, what they could have highlighted more.
The whole angry young man, like, why
Hmm.
that kind of trend worked, because these men were angry against the
Yeah.
system, that they could have amplified a little,
Yeah,
I
they
felt.
could have. So they touched upon it, and then it was like, okay, we've discussed it, but this is it. We don't want to
Yeah,
discuss more than 8 minutes on this. It's almost like that. That let's give this
yeah,
much time and move on to happier topics after that.
yeah, it's
So,
very calibrated in that sense, like,
yeah.
possibly that is like, uh, like, makes you little say that, okay, yeah, I'm not here to watch this or something.
But I thought it was a nice watch still. I did think the fact that the main angry young man, who was Amitabh Bachchan, spoke for just 1 minute in total, if that. I don't even think it's 1 minute that he speaks for. Which
Yeah.
I felt there
Correct.
should have been a question on that. That why is Mr. Bachchan not wanting to speak more than this? Because his entire career, that first push of his career, is thanks to them.
Correct.
He wasn't a star till then. The fact that it was called Angry Young Men, they should have got into this angry young man thing in far more detail. That,
Yeah.
why is it called this? They were angry young men. They were portraying the angry young man.
Yeah.
Even the careers of people who, like the career trajectory, but I don't think they would have been allowed to, on Amitabh Bachchan, how his career took off after this, right? I felt there were a lot of slips and, like, misses. There were things that could have been included which weren't included.
Yeah. No, obviously. No, but again, I think they were going for something. When you say, see
Pleasant
now,
viewing.
now our attention span is also very.
Yeah.
So I think when you have this huge OTT platforms who are going to
Hmm.
produce them, I think they have a lot of restrictions about, like, what kind of content, how are you going to make
Yeah,
it far
yeah,
more
of course, of
engaging.
course.
So I think these are going to, like, it's going to be dicey in that sense. Like,
Yeah.
whether at times it might work, most times it might not.
For the rest of the podcast, for the rest of the episode, you have to log on to News Laundry or wherever you hear our podcasts, and you have to be a subscriber. So there's a lot to look forward to. So you might as well subscribe.
You can fund journalism that solely works for you. That is our motto at News Laundry. You can pay to keep news free so that news becomes accountable to you just like it's supposed to be. Visit newslaundry.com and become a paying subscriber so that you can pay to keep news free and independent.